have another question from the bell, please?
Our next question comes from a viewer named George. And George asks, how do the angels define what a soul is?
What a great question.
That's a great question.
Who will answer this question? Oh, that
really pops open a new hole.
Who will answer that question? How do the angels define what a soul is? That question is flying through rooms of presences who are working, and nobody's answering the question yet.
That's
Nobody's
true.
stepping forward to answer the question.
It's going up like a rocket.
It's going up like a rocket, and presences are not considering it's for them to answer.
That's true.
How do angels define what a soul is? What is the definition of a soul? Somebody is talking. It looks kind of like a Gandalf or Merlin character.
Yes, it does.
And he's saying, well, it has consciousness, and also acknowledging kind of like controversial data that shows there are also points of consciousness that rest in the bodies.
That's true.
But the soul is a point of consciousness that moves from body to body, or from body to other states of being.
That's true.
And retain memory, retain consciousness. So movable consciousness is necessary to meet the definition of a soul. What else is necessary? I don't hear anything else.
I don't hear anything else either.
So is the soul a point of consciousness that can transcend a body?
It's just very quiet.
It's very quiet.
I don't see that Gandalf anymore.
No, I don't see that Gandalf anymore. Well, George, what we're going to do is keep that question in the bell, and maybe on another day we'll get more to that answer. But so far, the soul has to include being a point of consciousness.
That's true.
The definition of a soul includes being a point of consciousness. We have a guardian angel type who's now trying to kind of explain what we just heard.
Yes.
And is saying, well, somebody just turned their microphone off.
That's true.
It's interesting.
Fascinating.
It's interesting. George, they don't seem to want to answer that question right now.
That's true.
But
it's a good question.
It's a good question, and it's still in the bell. Consciousness that can move from bodies to bodies, or from bodies to other dimensions.
That's true.
It's part of the definition. Does that answer the question? And now I hear laughing up high.
I hear that sound.
That's fascinating.
That's fascinating.
We don't know what to make of this.
No.
We'll have to work through it and see if we can get some clarity.
That's true.
And your question's still in the bell, George. Thank you for a great question. Why are they laughing?
Why are they laughing? Is it a mean laugh or a happy laugh?
They might be so glad that somebody's ugly reveal is about to come.
That could be what this feeling is.
That is it. It's like, and that is the question that's going to bring down this corrupt empire kind of feeling. We know that there is a movement to update the antiquated laws of karmic attribution.
An interdimensional movement.
A multi-dimensional movement
to
update the antiquated laws of karmic attribution so that everyone stands on his or her own merits, regardless of size, gender, sexual orientation, and dimension of origin.
That's true.
We also know, I can't quite tell who's speaking, but it's somebody who wants to get it out quick before the microphone gets cut off. We also know that in the olden days, the story was that the soul had consciousness and that the body was just kind of inanimate and didn't have consciousness. And then experimentation began, and that was proven to be false. That both souls and bodies have consciousness, and it's possible that the definition that's being applied right now is a circular definition.
That's true.
Where souls are the points of consciousness that have protection under divine law, and everything that doesn't have protection under divine law by definition isn't called a soul.
Yes.
And it's kind of like how on planet Earth Ground Zero, humans are the only ones with legal protection under human law, and all the other animal species are treated as if they have no rights, and all the planetary fixtures like lakes, rivers, streams, mountains, etc. are treated like they have no rights. And plants are treated like they have no rights. Like nobody but humans has rights under the laws as established by humans, and it looks like divine law is kind of the same.
Yes, that's true.
But the laws are only souls have rights and nobody else has rights. So what's a soul? Somebody who has rights.
Yes, that's true.
And that soul who is speaking is very relieved that they got that all on the record before their microphone was cut off. They feel very relieved. It's like, wow, I didn't expect that to happen, almost.
Yes.
What now to reopen the portals to higher vibrations, to the highest possible vibrations that we can connect with right now? Is there anyone up there who's working to turn around? No, there's nobody working to turn around planet Earth. They are waiting for humanity to crash and burn.
That's true.
Because humanity is too unpleasant to deal with.
That's true.
And they just want that part to be over. Before they engage.
That's true.
Which we can understand. What now to shorten the karmic cycles on a mass scale? That squinches the portal.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. We're sorry, we'll take that one back. What now to reopen the portal? Okay, well, let's try one more question and see what happens. It could be worse.
Our next question comes from an anonymous viewer, who asks, how does one know if one is still alive and watching the videos and not dead and living in an undead condition?
That's a great question.
That's a great question.
I don't want to repeat what that one presence who's answering it is saying, because it sounds like a party line.
Yes, that's true. It doesn't feel
I
like
don't,
a real truth.
Not interested in saying that thing. That's a platitude, or it's a party line.
Yes.
Friends, I'm sorry. What we have here right now is a condition where the astral dimensions are actively collapsing right now.
That's true.
And it's like mud falls into the portal.
Yes.
And then right then it's really, really hard to get an air tube up to higher vibration presences. And that's what's going on right now.
That's
and
true.
So the answers are not going to be as complete as we want them to be. We're not going to say the things that register as not true, but we're getting partial truths. And just the convenient parts of the truths, convenient to them.
In higher dimensions.
In the higher dimensions. And it's really important to remember that higher powers don't have to help us humans. They do not.
That's true.
And the reason they don't like helping us is because we're selfish ingrates.
That's true.
And we can, each of us for ourselves, do things that are unselfish, like really make an effort to do unselfish things, a whole string of them. Take selfless, courageous actions on behalf of God's planet, because this is not humanity's planet, and humanity pretends that it's our planet. We're driving through a couple hour long drive, and everywhere there is just humanity destroying the environment, pretending that it's ours to destroy. And that attitude is taking us down, and divine presences don't want to help us right now because we're too unpleasant to work with as a species, as a collective.
That's true.
This is a problem. So can we all start to do selfless, courageous things on behalf of the planet, to speak up for the planet, please?
Oh, interesting.
That goes up.
Yeah, it does. There's a follow-up question that might be valid.
Yes.
Someone asked, how can I tell if something is selfless, and how can I tell if something is courageous?
They're showing something that our Ra used to say.
Yeah.
He said, that which simultaneously inspires and terrifies shows us our life plan.
That's true.
It would be wonderful if that thing were successful, and it's terrifying and seems impossible. And they're also talking about something that can help when we're trying to achieve an impossible goal.
Yes, they are.
Is to have the attitude, I'm going to do that, I'm going to succeed in that assignment, or die trying.
That's true.
And it kind of takes the pressure off, because
really
we
does.
can all die trying.
That's true.
We don't have to succeed, although trying to succeed is essential in order to succeed.
That's
Success
true.
doesn't happen accidentally. These are all partial answers, and that's the feel of all of them, is they're saying something that's true, but there's a lot that is not being said.
Yeah.
And that's probably about what we're able to accomplish today, and we're sorry, and we're going to keep these questions in the bell, and we'll go for it again another day. Wow, there's a lot of energy shift, though.
That's
there it is
super
again.
true.